The Peninsula started getting developed, I believe, in about 2003. Is when they broke ground. The concept was being designed as early as in the 1990s with the city of Iowa City and different charrettes of residents made up of the city of Iowa City as well. They wanted to purchase this land up here that is the Peninsula neighborhood essentially to gain access to some future wells that are down by the river, so that lowlands area. And in purchasing the lowlands, they had to purchase this upper portion too, and they thought, okay, this is, what are we going to do with this? And popular demand was this new urbanism neighborhood. We basically are following suit on what was already really designed by the city as far as what's going to be up here. The commercial building, I mean, most people have moved out here waiting for it. So they're finally glad to have it. We anticipated when we were designing it what we wanted in the space. And then we were pleasantly surprised when we found out during the construction process that, yes, a restaurant owner did come and want to purchase one of the units along with the coffee shop owners.
I've noticed the houses here are more expensive per square foot than, say, just down the street in a traditional neighborhood. Is there a reason for that?
It's the design. So when you think about new urbanism, one thing that comes to mind is the alleys, for instance. So normally when you have new subdivisions, suburban subdivisions in Iowa City, let's say, you're just building a street and the garages face front. Well, now you're spending money on not only a street, but then you also pour it an alley. So you're spending a lot more money in concrete and the design of the house, especially the exterior portion of the house is what's really driving up the cost per square foot. If you go inside and my interiors are virtually the same and cost the same as everybody else, but because we have certain standards we have to meet, we have to use, let's say, either a wood composite siding or concrete siding. The front porches become extremely expensive. We're talking about the columns, all the woodwork that's necessary to kind of make the porches look the way they do, just drives up the cost. So it's been very interesting since, let's say, 2003, when everybody first got their feet wet with this project, going, oh my gosh, these houses are getting quite expensive. We've been really creative, I think, in the last few years, trying to get a little more competitive with the neighboring subdivisions. In the last 12 months, I've sold houses as low as $150,000, more of a condo type situation, all the way to nearly $600,000.
And you live out here too?
I do.
How long have you lived here?
Since, I'm going on 2.5 years.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Have you bought into like the new urbanist lifestyle?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't help it. When you live out here, you're like, oh yeah, what have I been missing all this time? So I lived on the east side of Iowa City. It was fantastic subdivision, and maybe I knew the neighbors right next to me or across the street from me, but nobody else. I can't believe how many people out here I know, partially because I also probably sold them their houses. So I might be cheating a little bit, but...
But you do think this feels more neighborly than the traditional sprawl development?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you have to kind of be out here to experience it and to really know that it works, but it does. It works. You come up here, it looks completely different, and it is completely different. Because the garages don't face front, everybody's porches are kind of lined up along a row. You sit on your front porch, you can expect to talk to your neighbors or some of your neighbors either on their front porch across the street next to you, walking their dog, whatever the case is. A lot of strollers right now in Peninsula, something's in the water, so when your babies run amok, it's a social event being outside here.